Guys, I'm Steve. Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another video. If it's your first time stopping by the channel, hit that subscribe button. Trust me, you won't regret it. If you're a returning subscriber, as always, guys, welcome back, and I do appreciate the support. Guys, I'm going to talk to you about a story that broke a couple years ago. It's involving this young man right here. His name is Prince Holland. He was 13 years old, and he was brutally gunned down in Jacksonville, Florida. Shout out Jacksonville. And he was gunned down coming from a football tryout. It was him, an 11-year-old boy that were in the car being driven home by his football coach. A car came up on them, well, chased them first, and came up on them at a traffic light when they were stuck in traffic and fired multiple shots into the car, hitting the coach 10 times. Miraculously, he survived, but Prince Holland didn't. And the reason why we're talking about this now is these two men you see up here were charged with it, with the murder of Prince Holland. Kentravius Garrard, age 25 at the time, and Marcel Johnson, age 22. Both of them facing second-degree murder charges. The reason why we're bringing this up now is they're in court, right? And one of them is telling on the other. And he's saying that he had no choice and he was threatened that if he told, he would die. It's a mess. They're trying to get separate trials. Ain't no way I would let that happen if I ran the justice system. That's the thing. There's a lot of people out here that don't want to own up to the responsibility after doing some devilish stuff. And this is as bad as it gets. Once you take a look at this story, I'll show you the original story first. And then I'll follow it with the update that just came out yesterday. People are sad. Look.
The attorney for the youth football coach shot 10 times in December while driving 4 kids home from tryouts is now telling News4Jax his client was not the target. One of the children in the SUV was injured, and 13-year-old Prince Holland was killed. News4Jax reporter Ann Maxwell spoke to the driver's attorney today. Ann.
Mary, he said his client has been helping JSO with their investigation, and he's scared for his safety after surviving this shooting. As we reported yesterday, one person has been arrested in connection with this. They're in jail here, charged with murder as well as attempted murder. And the sheriff also said yesterday there are others who were involved.
Today, the first domino in this violent chain has fallen, and it won't be the last.
Monday, Jacksonville Sheriff T.K. Waters announced the arrest of Marcel Johnson, accusing him of being involved in the drive-by shooting that killed Prince Holland. The driver of the car that was hit, Jalen Burrows, was shot 10 times, according to his attorney, John Phillips.
He's been in the hospital since this happened, December 3rd, and he's had 13 surgeries. The sheriff said Monday he couldn't share many new details about the shooting because the investigation is still underway. But he did say it involved 2 gangs called 3 and 320.
This shooting was a culmination of escalating violence between 2 rival street groups. It was targeted, planned, and it was horrendous.
The sheriff wouldn't say if the driver was the target.
That's a detail in the investigation, again, that I don't want to share at this point.
Phillips says he doesn't believe his client was the target.
Jalen was not in that life.
He says Burrows was involved in the youth football league and noted he didn't have a gun when the shooting happened.
So are you saying your client was not in a gang, had never been in a gang?
Yes.
Did he know the shooter?
I don't know I think he may have known the shooter years ago or knew who the shooter was. There's some information about that I can't release because it's still part of an investigation.
According to Johnson's arrest report, the victim's vehicle had been chased by another car, which pulled up next to the driver's side at an intersection when the shooter opened fire. We also reached out to an attorney hired by Prince Holland's family today for comment, but have not yet heard back. Live downtown, Ann Maxwell, Channel 4, the local station.
Today, a judge will decide if the 2 men accused of killing 13-year-old Prince Holland will be tried separately.
27-year-old Kentravius Garrard and 25-year-old Marcel Johnson are both facing murder charges. Investigators say the shooting is linked to gang activity and that Prince was not the intended target. News4Jax reporter Brianna Brownlee is joining us now live from outside the Duval County Courthouse. Bree, Garrard's attorney filed the motion to separate these cases.
Yes, Gerard's attorney filed back last November. Her client is accused of being the shooter, while Johnson is accused of being the driver that day when 13-year-old Prince Holland was killed. Now, according to Gerard's attorney, all the evidence points towards Johnson and very little towards her client.
Said my fingerprints is in the car.
This is believed to be the voice of Contravious Gerard.
Detectives came to talk to me all that. Had a warrant on site.
The accused shooter in the killing of 13-year-old Prince Holland.
He pressured me into like I'm a bitch, and like I kind of feel the tension rising.
And this is Marcel Johnson, the man accused of being the getaway driver.
We pulling, like I'm going to the lane that's moving. As soon as we get to the side of the white car, he's already all in one motion gone. I don't even think the window was all the way down yet.
Johnson telling detectives his side of the story of what led to an innocent teenager being killed back in December of 2022. He says there was tension between him and Gerard as they followed the red SUV that Prince Holland was riding in from football tryouts. Johnson said the two pulled to the intersection and Gerard said let the shots off. Police say more than 20 bullets were fired in the vehicle when 13-year-old Holland was killed. Another young boy and the football coach who was the driver were also hit. Johnson says Gerard threatened him if he told anyone. Gerard's attorney, S. Nicole Jameson, is the one pushing for the men to be tried separately. She sent me this statement. In part, it reads, "We are hoping the court serves the two trials so that a jury can clearly evaluate the lack of evidence against Mr. Gerard, independent of his co-defendant's case." Now, I did reach out to the state prosecutor on this case as well as Johnson's attorney, but I haven't heard a response just yet. So again, today, Judge Jeb Brenham is expected to make the decision if these trials will be separate. We are about to go inside of the courtroom and we'll bring you the latest. Reporting live, Brianna Brownlee, Channel 4, the local station.
Disgraceful. You was a man, you was a beast in the street. Now you're a puppy in the courtroom. That's the thing I don't like. These dudes run around here and do this stuff like nothing's gonna happen to them. They not within the reach of the extent of the law. They run around here like outlaws and do some outlandish shit. Other people pay the price for their hatred of each other. And when they get caught, oh, it wasn't me, it was him. This dude Marcel Johnson ain't shit. He not. You was gangster with your boy. You know what I'm saying? You was the driver. Your boy, Contravious Gerard, the shooter, going after the ops. Didn't care if kids was there or not. 11-year-old boy and a 13-year-old boy. One of them's dead, the 13-year-old. May he rest in peace. I don't give motherfuckers no respect. You do something crazy, you stand on that shit. You stand on the devilishment that you fucking do. I want a separate trial. I was just the driver. And then he threatened me. I did it against my will. Listen. I'm gonna show you a piece of shit. There'd be a lot of people in the group of badasses, and only 2 of them be badass. The rest of them be tag-alongs. This is your proof of it. This motherfucker right here is corny. So is this man the shooter. Anybody can point a gun and shoot at somebody from a distance, and then run away. You see it all the time. That's not an honorable. It's not honorable. But I'm gonna tell you this, man. This motherfucker was telling, if you go and look, I'm gonna leave you the link to the law and crime interrogation of him. This guy was throwing people under the bus like it was nothing. He named all these different names. Listen, he told the police at one point, 2 of his friends, right, robbed him at gunpoint, took the car, and they must have been the ones that did the shooting before they dropped the car back to him. Yo, it's crazy how you have men in their 20s that when they get cornered and ask basic questions of why they do what they do, or when you have them dead to right, they have no way to get out of it, how their mindset is like a child. Look at this part.
Your phone is turned completely off, no data, no nothing, as in, I'm about to go on a drill and the phone goes off. I'm not done. 20 minutes after the murder, because that's what this is a murder, your phone cuts back on. After that, I know where you go. I know where you go. I know you go back to Brooklyn. I also know that you come in after you get the key card from Lacuria and from her sister.
No,
I'm not done.
Listen to him.
I know after that, you get into a white Challenger and you leave. And I know where you go from there. And it's not that I'm still not done. I know after that, you come back and then you leave again. And then I know that you ditch that car off with your brother, and I know he takes it back to Grandma. Okay? So here's the thing. If this is somebody else got you wrapped up in, now is the time to tell me.
Yep.
Because this is your chance to get ahead of it and tell me what you know and who did what and what was going on. Because if you don't, you know what's involved.
Yes.
And you know that you ain't sitting in this room on a coincidence.
Yes.
So this nonsense about Slim and Drop robbing you and taking your car and you sitting at Trey's for unknown amount of hours scrolling on your phone, you, myself, Detective Draybeck, and everybody that's watching this interview right now knows that that's not true.
Yeah,
okay?
It's Marcel. Look at me. Don't come at us with that bullshit. You know that's the most bullshit story I think I've ever heard when we do these kind of interviews. Think about that. This is our job. We spend nothing but doing the stop. Listen to me. That story was bullshit. That was the best thing you could come up with in your head.
Who was driving that car
When?
that the 13-year-old got killed in?
I don't know.
Yeah, you do.
No, I don't. I told you. I got a homeboy named.
Your homeboy?
Yes.
What's his name? On the ops.
I don't know his whole name. I just.
Mm-hmm.
Boys with Corey? I think they fell out. I don't know. Boys with Corey? Well, yes. Okay. Because Black's locked up right now, right? Getting his commissary took? I don't know. Okay.
Marcel, I feel like I have shown you that I know what the f*** is going on today. That I know what this is about. That I know what happened, why it happened. And I know it was a f*** up.
Mm-hmm.
You weren't trying to kill no 13-year-old.
I didn't kill nobody at all. Just look, listen to what he says before you respond, okay?
He wouldn't even shut up and let the detective finish talking. Told you. Reason why a lot of these dummies get caught? No self-awareness. They don't read the room. When they tell you, you're not a bad guy, we know this, it's over. They got you. When that's a classic line they use. You're not a bad guy. You're not a bad woman. You're not a bad man. They got something on you. He ain't even know, because the stupid ass too busy running the street doing dirt and not knowing how to clean up after himself. Not saying that's a good thing, but I mean, damn. You know what I'm saying? Guy told him, that's bullshit what you said. When they shoot down everything you say, and then another thing is this, did you notice? They ain't writing none of what he's saying down because they already knew. Stupid. Little boy is dead. You won a separate trial because you was the driver and you didn't actually pull the trigger. So now we getting into semantics. Shit, I wish it was me. Wish I was a damn judge. I don't give a damn. If I was in there and they came to me with that, yeah, Your Honor, we want to go and get separate trials because he's cooperating with the police and he's giving us some information and he didn't shoot. He was actually the driver and he was threatened for his life. He's scared too. Denied. Before I even said that, I'd be like, Mr. Johnson, stand up. You stand up. I need you to answer these questions for me before I make my decision. Who was driving the car when Mr. Prince Holland was shot, 13 years old? And his coach. I was, Your Honor. Who drove up to him and stopped the car for them to get shot? I did, Your Honor. Who took the shooter to the spot to shoot, said Prince Holland and the coach, even though Prince Holland was an intended victim? I was, Your Honor. Good. Sit your dumb ass down. Denied. Denied. Ain't no damn way you gonna come in here and say you ain't part of the dirt when you smell like the same bullshit that you and this dude did. Now, supposedly, Contravious Garrard is in a gang, but Marcel is just a gang associate. Don't matter. Misery love company. He wouldn't have shot that man unless you drove him there. So what makes you different than a person that pulled the actual trigger? Too many semantics in the courtroom, people. Too many semantics in the courtroom. Justice system trash. Here it is, 2022, this happened. Prince Holland in the ground. The coach done survived. And y'all ain't went to court yet? See that bullshit red tape? Got them dead to rights. But for some odd reason, here it is, almost 3 years later, and the family of Prince Holland still gotta suffer because they have never got their share of justice, which they'll never get because they're probably offered deals. Shit ain't right, man. It ain't right. What you think about that? Leave me a comment. I'm Stock Market Steve for the Dynamic Reason channel. As always, like, comment, share, and subscribe. I ain't with the snitching shit like that. As far as when you do dirt with somebody, then you turn around and try to put it on them and get yourself out of it. Even though y'all both look bad, you got to share the responsibility, the brunt of the responsibility. And this is the reason why a lot of these young men out here now that are doing crazy stuff in the street, you can't even reason with them when you talk with them with common sense. I'll see you in the next video. Take care.